So tonight, a man is behind bars accused of kidnapping and smuggling a teenager from Guatemala, forcing him to work for little to no pay. Thanks for being with us. I'm Patrick Nolan.
And I'm Jane Monreal. Fox 4's Rachel Lloyd's at the Lee County Jail explaining how this suspect got the victim to the U.S. against his will.
The suspect allegedly told the victim he'd get him a job in a city near his hometown in Guatemala. Instead, he forced him into a trunk and then smuggled him into America. Mario Coecha was arrested for allegedly taking an 18-year-old from his hometown in Guatemala, sneaking him into Bonita Springs, and then forcing him to hand over his hard-earned money to him. It's not clear at this time where he worked. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement arrested Coecha at his Bonita Springs home on New York Street Friday. The homeowner says the suspect rented the house from her and remembers seeing a young man with him. She says she didn't know about what Coecha is accused of. And advocates for trafficking victims like Linda Oberhaus say it's hard to tell when someone's being trafficked.
I think it's a little more difficult to identify it, which is why we probably see many more sex trafficking victims and labor trafficking victims.
Coecha allegedly beat the victim and threatened him on a regular basis, something Oberhaus says is pretty common in human trafficking.
Threats to harm the family, threats to harm them. So many of them feel just trapped.
We did some digging, and according to the state's Department of Education, Florida is third in the nation for reported human trafficking cases. And FDL Lee says a tip ultimately led to the arrest of Coecha. Oberhaus says if you're suspicious that someone could be a victim of trafficking at any time, report it, but be careful.
The traffickers, they see these victims as their property, where they're making lots of money for them, and so they don't want anyone to stand between them and their property.
And if you know anyone who may be a victim of human trafficking, you can call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Their number is 1-888-373-7888. In Lee County, Rachel Lloyd, Fox 4 in your corner.